Hello. I just got a really strange error message on my computer, so hopefully that doesn't affect anything with the stream. I mean, it looks fine, but we'll see. Uh, I hope you're doing well. It's been a little bit since the last time I streamed. I'm feeling kind of like ill in some fashion, like a little lightheaded and stuff, so I might have to like end the stream early, but we'll see. I am excited to play more Inquisition. I think at this point we're getting into the back into the like story proper of it. Hello, howdy. It's good to see you. Yeah, I had kind of a mostly uneventful week, I guess. I went to a wedding that was, I guess it was like a family obligatory wedding. My mother-in-law wanted me to go, but I didn't know anyone there, and so me and my partner felt kind of awkward. But it was a lot nicer than I thought it would be. The people who were getting married seemed very earnestly in love with each other, as much as I could gather from, seeing them for the first time or whatever. But I don't know. There was something about the ceremony that moved me a lot, and I was kind of surprised by that. And then afterwards, they had free drinks, so the event very quickly became more fun, or at least easier for me to digest and not worry so much about being anxious and stuff. I got pretty drunk on some very strange alcohol. I had a sour ale, which I've never heard of before. Where I live, I guess, is relatively famous for all sorts of strange beers, but it was like, it almost reminded me of like kombucha, or like something that's fermented in that fashion. It was this very thick beverage, which ironically it was called thick, but spelled with like all capital letters and THICC, like that type of thing, which I rolled my eyes at pretty hard, but it was, and it tasted very funky. It was this very like thick, almost like yogurty type of beverage that had sort of like a weird funk to it, but I kind of like things like that. So it was, it was pretty good, actually. And yeah, so I got drunk and chatted up some people that I had never seen before at their wedding, and all in all, it was a fine experience. And the ceremony was really pretty. And I like that type of thing. So, but yeah, with that out of the way, let's get into some Dragon Age. Oh, I guess the other thing of note currently, and like relevant to Dragon Age specifically, is that if you weren't aware, EA got acquired by the Saudi Arabian government. I don't really know too many specifics on like how exactly that works. I think it's that the Saudi Arabian government there's like a company that's like directly funded and owned by the government, and then they acquire things and do various business ventures or whatever. But that company purchased EA, and they've talked about, again, the specifics are kind of fuzzy for me, but it was basically things to do with like downsizing the company, laying off a bunch of people, closing studios, which are all things that if you keep up with like games news, you would be very familiar to you basically. And so what that looks, what that'll mean on a lot of esports stuff, like most of it. Yeah, and so it makes sense that they acquired EA, right? Because outside of like the BioWare stuff, EA has some racing games and FIFA or whatever. But basically everything outside of those really profitable, popular franchises is getting completely axed. So if there was any hope of a Mass Effect 4 or a Dragon Age 5 or whatever, that is not going to happen. So those franchises are pretty basically like officially dead completely. Which, you know, is I have mixed feelings about that. On one hand, I am kind of sad that I'm kind of sad about the idea of there not being any possibility for like another good one of these games. But based off of the most recent Mass Effect game and what I heard about the most recent Dragon Age game, maybe it's not such a bad thing that the franchise, that those series are dead. Might be time to move on. I'm gonna be honest, I've kind of like reached my limit for these war table missions. I hope you understand that they're just so dense and dreadful that I'm kind of just at the point where I want to breeze through them. I think I mentioned the last time I streamed that I was thinking about looking into getting a mod that made them like instant or whatever, but it's not really necessary, I don't think, and so I don't think I'm gonna do that. And honestly, I think that they're kind of coming to an end, thankfully.
Let's see what we have.
Unless the next main quest I do ends up opening 100 million of them. The Blades of Hissarian. Oh yeah, these are like those pirate guys that I helped out or like made peace with. Okay.
Inquisitor.
I got that, and then what is this? Merchant Princes.
Let us begin.
Okay. But yeah, that's we've spent a lot of time dicking around and doing random bullshit on the map, but I think the time for that has ended for now, thankfully, and we'll get to do some companion quests and then move on with the main story. So first, we're going to be doing the Cassandra's quest, which involves going around and killing guys on behalf of the Seekers, which, you know, I don't feel super great about that, if I'm being honest, but If it makes Cassandra happy, I guess it's okay. And they're probably not, like, great guys. Honestly, I don't think she really gave specifics on who they were, like the nature of these cases, but I think she just said that they were like dangerous people. So most of them are probably going to be mages, just based off of like the prejudice and domain of the seekers and stuff. I've kind of been in a bit of like a depressive funk, I guess, and it's a factor that really isn't helping me right now is the fact that there are a ton of like wildfires happening, and so there's just a like sort of oppressive smoke in the air, and it also means that I can't really keep my windows open. So I'm sort of just like locked in my room or in my home with all of the windows closed. And I can't really like go out for fresh air either, right? So, you know, because of all the smoke. So then I'm sort of just like in here, which is not so great. But honestly, the streaming is kind of nice, and having a window to the outside, I guess.
This would be a good place to set up camp.
I wonder what this... I guess it's like a sextant and some stuff like that. This little device here. Okay, and then it's over here. There are so many fucking rifts in this area. So if I ever need to come back and grind for more power, I think this will be #1 on the list. Speaking of, I should have, oh fuck me. Okay, there is one area that I need to unlock still, but I should be able to do that here fairly easily. Oh, and there's just like a rift on the way here, so I might as well close it out. Oh man, I feel like Dorian and Cole in particular are extremely strong. Like every time I have both of them in my party, they do a pretty good job of just melting enemies. I do wonder that... I wonder about the possibility of like... Since that company is going to shut down BioWare, most likely, and things to that effect, if they might be able to stay intact if they work out some sort of like deal, and then maybe BioWare would kind of get shrunk down to a more something closer to like a indie studio, I guess. and then they'd still be able to like make games. And then maybe that would help with like kind of reevaluating what to do in terms of figuring out how to like make games that are written better, I guess. Who knows? Maybe Veilguard will be written like okay. I'm basically all of my assumptions are just coming off of Mass Effect Andromeda, which was quite horrible. I had to I quit that game and then came back to it like I think 2 or 3 times before I was able to actually finish it. And the worst part about it is that it ends on like a huge cliffhanger. Like it can't even be a contained story in itself, which is no good. Because if you're like having to like you know, it's fine to open yourself up for sequels. Like Mass Effect 1 I think did a really good job of having a complete story that was still like heavily implying you should get your hopes unrealistically high so that you'll be disappointed regardless of its quality. I've done that many times, which is why I feel like I've learned to temper my expectations pretty well. Like for Andromeda, I was just like, I was so sure that it was going to be, you know, just as incredible as the other games. And then when I played it, I was like, oh no. And I had a similar experience with Cyberpunk 2077, where I was so excited about that game because of liking The Witcher 3 so much, and then like following all of the news and the development and all the trailers, and I was like, holy shit, this is going to be the greatest RPG ever made. And then when it released, it was held together with glue and duct tape, and it was flying apart. And you know, I think the writing for that game is like pretty decent, but it's definitely not like mind-blowing. And that was devastating when that came out. So I feel like that's happened enough times to where I don't really set an unrealistic expectation for how a game is going to be. Or I try not to. I also try to avoid more, or I avoid a lot of like promotional material for games so that I don't like fall into the trap of rewatching a trailer 800 times and, you know, like combing through it for information, which I've definitely done for many games. There are so many just huge, fucked up, beefy enemies in this area. Oh, okay, there goes Dorian. I should be able to... Cole, what's Cole's, like, limit break? Everyone remains undetected for 9 seconds. It seems pretty good. I think what I'll do is... Oh, fuck me. Okay, so I revived Dorian, and now I'll do the limit break. There we go, that's good. Oh, can everyone? Everyone can use that individually? That's insane. Are you for real? I'll have to remember that. Okay. Seems like it's going fairly well. I think the most devastating part about this is that I know for a fact that once I kill this fucking guy, I'm gonna get jack shit for it. The fucking... just the one-hit kill is absolutely ridiculous. Dude, what did he even die to? Okay. This might be fine. If I just, like, do this. And then go over here. I do kind of like how you can, like, revive your teammates even without the spell to do it, so that when someone dies, it's not just like, you know, you're not completely fucked for the entire combat. There we go. Okay. What do I get for that? Oh, I guess I did get like a decent amount of gear or whatever. It's all chaff. And also all for rogue, apparently. Okay, is any of this... None of this is gonna be good for coal. Okay, and then some, like, stuff that I'm not high enough level to wear.
I take it your father returned to Tevinter, Dorian.
Let's hope so.
My father died when I was very young. I barely remember him now.
I won't say you're lucky because that's not true. But there are days.
I understand. You have my sympathy.
I'm really glad that Cassandra is super understanding about that. Actually, kind of wouldn't expect that from her. Oh, okay, I'm ignoring these guys. Can I... yeah, like, disengage? Oh, it's too late. They're already dead. Okay, we've got no healing potions, and these guys are probably going to be really high level. Oh, they're not. Okay. I feel like the pacing, like the scaling for this game is kind of fucked up, where like they have that rift that's in between you and these guys, but the enemies from the rift are level 20, and these guys are like level 13. And 13 is like quite a bit, seemingly quite a bit below most of the enemies in this area. Okay, I'm gonna do... oh. Okay. Ooh. Oh, this is getting... If I lock in, I might be able to salvage this. Okay, I can't... I think Cassandra's like here? Right about here? Okay. And then if she's up... I could do this. Okay, there's that guy. And then if I get everyone up and we're all throwing everything at him, I think it should be fine. Oh yeah. Yeah, he can't even move.
Sad
Excellent.
that it came to this, but at least it is done.
I was going to feel very, very, very sad if I had died there and had to reload a shit ton of progress. And then how much? Okay, 4 power. So if I do like 1 or 2 camps or rifts, then should be good to get that other location, the western approach. And then I think I get a bonus for doing all of the camps in one area. When I should save, just to make sure the game doesn't rob me of all that progress. Because that was a lot more of an ordeal than I thought it would be. I love how every bird in the game that rests on a surface floats like several inches above it. They really just couldn't nail down the collision for that.
Are we going to camp?
What's this? Oh, it's just a map. I am so happy that you don't have to actually like decipher those maps. They just give you an objective that you can go to. Okay, so that was just 1 power, but if I do... I can't do that rift because it was too high level. Let's try these ones that it's pointing me
Nothing
toward.
to report, sir.
And I think the rifts are 1 power each, but hopefully they're 2. So that I just have to do like... Oh, I'd have to do a couple either. Well, if they are 2, then I only have to do 2, but if they're more than that, then... Or less than that, then I have to fucking... skate around for a bit. I think from what I've heard about Veilguard, it's very like linear, I guess. Like it's kind of like mission based, which seems interesting. Like the idea of not having any like open world really, and just going from one task to the next. And I wouldn't mind it too bad. I think that as long as they're like pretty fleshed out and let you do, you know, interesting things like within them, then that might be an interesting way to do it. Because like if you have those individual things, if you give the levels their own like narrative, I guess, then that's kind of like a cool way to potentially do like a more divergent choices and things like that within the contained like mission. This is really fucking bad. This is going very poorly for me. Oh, I forgot I could do this. Okay, that might help. And if we just like, yeah, oh look at Cole. All those huge numbers. Oh, and then he dies instantly. That's not ideal. I really don't know what anyone would do without that, like, dodge ability. It just seems so mandatory for avoiding anything. Also, I still absolutely despise those enemies that slow you the fuck down and teleport onto you like that. Okay, I'm gonna run away from this and see if I can... They've called for a moratorium for the data center. Oh yes, yes, I did hear about that. I don't really think it was like super meaningful or whatever, like a super significant action, but I did actually sign the petition to not do that, which for anyone watching, they were trying to put a very large scale like data center, AI data center near where I live in my city, and they had been planning on doing it for a while, and the nature of it was like especially, or I guess not especially, but it was like pretty dubious because they had told the city to sign like an NDA. Like the only way that they would negotiate putting it up and stuff was if the city signed an NDA that made it so that they couldn't disclose any particulars about the data center to anyone, which is like, you know, that's sort of, I think it's supposed to be like the entire point of the government is to like be transparent about things like that, but But I guess there was enough backlash to it, and the governor saw it as a good opportunity to generate like good PR or whatever, and so they struck down, you know, everything. Went back on the, or you know, like closed negotiations or whatever, and decided to not do it, which is very good. Yeah, maybe I should go here and see if there, I mean, there are probably like rifts and stuff that I can close in this region. Not to derail to politics, just letting you know if you didn't. Oh yeah, no, it's fine. I think it's kind of a not a fun thing to talk about, but like a somewhat interesting thing to talk about while I'm running around here. And yeah, it's good news, so.
Good to see you safe, Inquisitor. We've got trouble ahead.
If you're on edge, I should alert the entire Inquisition.
Or increase my hazard pay. That's an option.
Are things that bad?
I wonder how much the Inquisition pays to be in the first place. Because, like, I don't think I'm getting paid much of anything.
Crestwood was the site of a flood 10 years ago during the Blight. It's not the only rift in the area. But after it appeared, corpses started walking out of the lake. You'll have to fight through them to get to the cave where Sir Hawke's Grey Warden friend is hiding.
That sounds
More
fun.
walking corpses. At least there won't be a surprise.
$2, just
I
like
nearly
flat.
stepped on one in the grass the other night.
That wouldn't be so bad.
Moaning. Maybe someone in Crestwood can tell you how to get
They
to the rift
probably
in the lake.
provide like
Maker knows they'll want help. Good luck.
Like,
and please be
living
safe.
and like food and stuff. Like there's accommodations.
I've news, sir.
And probably at the very least
What
you
is
get
it?
to live in like Skyhold, which with how everything, how unstable everything is, that probably wouldn't, it would either be a decent place to be or it would be the worst. Okay, I guess while we're here, let's switch up just a bit. Because yeah, being in Skyhold, I feel like would either mean that, like, if Corypheus, like, does something, he's probably going to do it right on top of Skyhold, but also every
Must be a way to
region
get to
in
the
this
rift
world
beneath.
seems like it's
You mean aside from wearing all
collapsing.
your armor and wading in?
it would probably be kind of safe. Oh god, I'm doing absolutely no damage to these guys. Even if they simplified a lot of the gameplay, it definitely seems like they kept all of the really severe elemental resistances and stuff.
I'd go back to the village, miss. These roads aren't safe.
Miss? Dude. Oh, they're talking to that lady. Like, wait, what? Me?
Well,
None of those wardens mentioned a new leader. I don't think they're part of Corypheus's plot to seize the Order.
Right, because they would have said.
I hope Hawke's warden friend has answers for us.
That was actually an incredibly good response to that, Sarah. Yeah, I feel like if anything, it would be kind of suspicious that those guys were like Yeah, sorry, we can't actually help anyone or stick around. We've got to go somewhere. Talk to the mayor.
How many did we lose? No one this time.
Old Crestwood. I remember the first time I played this game, I was almost certain that this was a reference to one of the other Dragon Age games, or like a location or something, but it definitely isn't.
Why doesn't Judith live in the village while this is going on? Make
That's
her,
a good
if
question.
something happens.
Are you looking for someone named Judith?
Oh, was I speaking out loud? Judith lives outside the village. I asked her to hide here when the undead came, but she wouldn't hear it.
Why wouldn't she hide where it's safer?
Likes her space, she says. I told Judith my house was big enough. Me and the boy could sleep in the barn if she wanted room. She turned
Yeah,
me
it's...
down.
I mean, it's
Good day to
definitely
you.
not small enough to turn down an opportunity to, you know, be safer from the rampaging undead.
The mayor could use your assistance.
The mayor. I feel like this is the first time they've ever used that term. Like there's ever been a mayor of a place. I think every other time it's been like an Arl or whatever.
The Inquisitor. Oh, Mayor Dedrick of Crestwood Village. At your service, despite everything. Are you here to stop the undead?
We are, right? We're not just gonna leave them.
Oh yeah, of course.
The
I, like,
undead are
just-
appearing
I should
because of
go.
a rift in the Fade. How can I get to it?
The light in the lake? It's coming from the caves below Old Crestwood. Darkspawn flooded it 10 years ago during the Blight. Wiped out the village, killing the refugees we took in.
I saw a dam. If we use it to drain the lake, I can get to that Fade rift.
Drain the... There must be some other way.
There's not. There's really not.
You'd have to evict the bandits in the old fort to use the dam. I can't ask you to risk your life.
But I mean, you were already doing that when you're asking me to help solve your undead problem. I'll be fine.
Trust me, I fought worse than bandits and the undead.
Then I have no choice. This key unlocks the gate to the dam controls past the fort. The rift must be in the caves under Old Crestwood. But, Inquisitor, I would not linger there.
I'm surprised a town as small as Crestwood outlasted the Blight.
It was a close thing. The Darkspawn followed a band of refugees running from the Blight. Some of the refugees were... they were very ill. But we took
Filled
them
to
in.
burst with
They
darkspawn
perished
blood.
when the Darkspawn flooded Old Crestwood.
How did Darkspawn manage that?
They found the dam's controls, wrecked them. All I remember is the refugees and villagers screaming as they drowned. And now, they return to us.
That's kind of fun.
Tell me about your village.
It's seen happier days. We farm what we can, trade with the merchants who travel the King's Road. We only want peace, your worship. It's all we've ever wanted.
What can you tell me about the bandits camped in the fort?
The highwaymen? Thugs and thieves. They make a living raiding caravans on the King's Road. When the dead rose from the lake, the bandits killed the old gamekeeper and the fort and took it for themselves.
It's kind of a
Save people
clever thing
who've
for
been able
them
hide
to do,
there instead of in
actually.
our homes.
Until later.
Extremely fucked up, though. Okay, Can I... Okay, so I can, like, fast travel here. I am gonna move around my party a little bit. I'm gonna do Sarah and then Cole and Iron Bull. Let's see how things are with two, like, rogues. And for this, yeah, I feel like this is the best thing to do, is just give everyone these. Where is Cole? The upgrades to Skyhold are pretty cool. I should be able to do those at some point. Once I get the thing that shows me where all the logging stands and stuff are. I could look them up, but having that like perk that lets you see them also lets you see some other things. And it's a lot more convenient to just like have that in the game itself rather than like me constantly tabbing over and stuff. Fun. This place is very morose. Which is kind of cool. Like I mentioned it before, but the areas are very diverse in their like environment and also the tone. 'Cause like I guess you could say that this is pretty similar to the Storm Coast in terms of like how it looks, but the vibe is very, very different. Some of the bandits are getting a guilty conscience.
There's the keep the mayor talked about, and the bandits.
They're frightened inside, trapped by the walls that protect them.
That makes a lot of sense. I wonder if we can, like, talk to them, but probably not. Or if there's, like, an alternate way inside. Perhaps I'm expecting too much, maybe, but we'll see. Give it a quick run around. Okay, it's not really looking like it, so I think we're just gonna slam through the front gate. Let me clean this real quick. Let us be grateful they have not seen use in years, apart from the children using the ropes as swings before the gamekeeper chases them off. Kids coming around to play at the gallows. You feel like they'd take these fucking bodies down instead of just like leaving them up here. Also, there's like a shit ton of blood, but like, if you're hanging people here, like what? Where's all the blood coming from? Wow, that's a very flimsy gate. I don't know if these guys couldn't hold back against like 3 auto attack spells, then They definitely had no chance against all the undead. They're kind of tough though. Like, surprisingly tough, especially for the level. I feel like I should be doing more damage to these guys. I really like how when Cole does stealth stuff, he looks different than everyone else. Because he's a spirit. It's also really cool to have a spirit in the party for one of these games again. I think one of the most interesting companions in like all of these games, I think, is definitely Justice from Origins. And I guess like technically having Anders in Dragon Age 2 was some of that, but it was a lot different. Especially because he was like a demon at that point. And he didn't get a lot of characterization. It was basically just Anders and like how he was dealing with him. Okay, these guys seem like they're going down a lot easier than the other ones, so it might just be a type of guy that's bulkier.
Sarah, I had a thought. The next time we run into a line of enemies, I'll pick you up and throw you.
Oh, that's good.
Get off.
No, this could work. I loft you over the front ranks. You land behind them to flank. Mayhem ensues.
It's good. I like this.
Fly, you daft tit.
Think of the mayhem, Sarah. Mayhem.
I'd get a wedge up something fierce.
Look, you and Varric are the only ones small enough, and he's pretty dense.
We'll do some bloody presses.
What about me? What about me? Why can't you throw me? What the hell? If Sarah's gonna be like no fun, then what about me? Like he could definitely throw me for sure. Also, I can't believe Sarah is like opposed to that. I feel like she would really enjoy that. Oh. Okay. Locked doors. Oh, cool. I feel like those caches where you can like resupply your potions are so incredibly few and far between. Hey guys. Oh fuck. Those like quick commands are extremely useful. I like that they kind of let me like at least focus everyone without having to do the busy work of like in Origins you had to press the key to select everyone and then target the guy and then unselect everyone, whereas in this you just have to like do that and then you're good. Oh hey guys. Oh, he knew who I am. What if I do this? Are you guys just gonna... It's so fucking brutal. Oh my god. Yeah, let me just tear open like a rift real quick and then you can get torn apart at an atomic level. I think one thing that this game is missing that would be really cool is if they had more like meaningful, unique weapons, like weapons that had like crazy perks on them. Like I'm thinking about something where, like a rune or whatever, where I could cast barrier and have it just apply to everyone in my party. Or have like a wider radius instead of just being like a little, like this is like really hard to hit everyone with, which seems kind of intentional, but also like having the barrier on them seems so integral to the combat that it would be cool to let me specialize in doing it better. Like the on hit gain 2 guard is, it's like kind of the type of thing that I'm talking about. Like maybe just a increase of the radius for the spell or something. Oh my god, I feel like it's gonna take a while for there to be something better than what Bull already has. Oops. I feel like this era of game really was like really obsessed with this thing of like capturing a keep and then having an animation where you like get rid of the flag and replace it with something else. Like Far Cry type shit. It's a very... I think that's supposed to be like a surveying the keep or whatever, but...
The dam controls were through the fort.
Wasn't really like a good view of anything. Ooh, oh, 5 power.
Inquisitor. My name is Charter. Leleana's eyes and ears, especially in this place. I'll have some information for you once my man Butcher finds us. He's running late.
Did Sister Nightingale tell you why she wanted agents here?
We lie on the main road between Den and... For what
Okay.
they're paid, some have surprisingly loose tongues.
When's this spy named Butcher supposed to arrive?
Half hour ago, by the south gate. I hope he's only delayed. Butcher's last message swore he had secrets for us worth 10 times his weight in gold.
What's happening in Crestwood?
The roads are nearly deserted. Too many undead keep rising from the lake.
Okay, it looked like there was like an operation that popped up. I wonder if it's related to this? I think I'll go check it out just to make sure that it's not like a time-sensitive type thing.
Miller got caught in Val Chavan.
No.
She fooled them into thinking she's from the court in Val Rio. They'll treat her well. For a while.
It's our fault for sending her out without a partner.
Are you saying one of our spies is compromised?
Yes, Inquisitor. Miller was captured in Val Chavan.
She was
I heard
after
that part.
valuable information. Perhaps arrangements could be made to bring her back.
Okay. And then this quest up here. I feel like these castles are kind of interesting because they're like, they're not like a super dedicated like mechanic or like part of the game, I guess, but they're still kind of interesting. Like they give you access to certain things, and I think they do a good job of kind of creating the feeling of like the Inquisition growing into this more like this like bigger and more consequential organization, I guess. And I have to go around. Oh, fuck. Really? How am I supposed to get up there?
Another
Do
time.
I just have to like go up through here again?
Your worship.
I still think it's fucked up how Josephine and those guys decided to roll with the Herald of Andraste thing, despite me insisting that it's not true. Just because of the, like, political benefits of it.
Who has time?
If we clear the bandits out, more travelers. More travelers. More news for the Nightingale.
Good point, but I've got a code to unscramble if you want to know who killed Comte Fayeur last week.
Are the highwaymen still in Crestwood?
Yes, your worship. Now that their fort is gone, the bandits are ambushing travelers.
Crestwood won't stop them either. The town's still reeling from the undead.
Makes sense. Okay, so we've got those. And take a quick detour to Skyhold to check out the war table. I really, really fucking hope that at the very least Veilguard does not have a war table type thing. That would totally crush me, I think.
Inquisitor.
Alright, what do we have? Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Why is there all this? Why? There's so much more. Escape routes. Okay. I think that's the one that popped up. But I wanted to make sure that it wasn't related to the Crestwood thing. Like evacuating people in the town or whatever. Okay, and then here we'll do this. Oh, cool. One of these. I was feeling like I needed some more approval for Sarah. I really need to stop saying all the time and the like.
Let us
Okay,
begin.
cool. Got that, and then maybe this. I doubt that Colin would be very good for rescuing a spy, but it might not matter. Okay, yeah, it's no good. I like stop a war between Navarra and Tevinter. Like, these are just so strange because some of them are completely inconsequential, and then other ones seem like they're so important, but they're relegated to just this, like, this dumbass war table thing. Okay. What is this? Okay.
All right.
And actually, I think I might be able to get a perk now. Because I got that thing. Yeah. Yeah, here we go. Additional landmarks and points of interest on every map. And now I think I have enough to where the next perk I get, I should be able to open those, like, advanced locked doors. Cool. Okay. I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll be right back in a couple minutes. So sit tight.